Have you ever noticed something strange about how people perceive wealth versus what wealth actually represents in reality? The people who appear the richest are often not the ones who ultimately build lasting financial wealth over time. They drive the most expensive cars, yet appearances rarely reflect true long-term financial stability or accumulated assets. They also take luxurious vacations that project success, but do not necessarily indicate underlying financial strength or discipline. Expensive watches and accessories often reinforce the illusion of wealth without revealing anything about actual net worth accumulation. Social media amplifies this illusion further, showcasing curated highlight reels instead of genuine financial reality or stability. Yet years later, many individuals maintaining this image still find themselves living paycheck to paycheck without financial progress. Meanwhile, others quietly build wealth in the background without external validation, recognition, or visible signs of success. This is the story of two individuals who begin with identical financial starting points but diverging long-term outcomes. Both start with the same salary, meaning initial conditions do not determine final financial outcomes in life. They also share equal opportunities, education paths, and professional environments, reinforcing that divergence comes from behavior, not access. Even their initial savings levels are identical, eliminating any early financial advantage between the two individuals. However, over a decade, their financial realities diverge dramatically due to contrasting financial decision-making frameworks and priorities. This divergence reveals a critical lesson most individuals never fully understand about wealth creation versus lifestyle perception. I'm Emma, and this analysis explores the difference between visible wealth signals and real financial independence. Meet Ethan, a high-performing professional earning a strong income in a competitive corporate environment. At 30 years old, Ethan earns $75,000 annually, reflecting solid career progression and stability. He is ambitious, disciplined, and consistently performs at a high level within his professional responsibilities. Ethan strongly believes financial success should also translate into enjoyment, experiences, and visible lifestyle upgrades. Whenever he receives a raise, he upgrades his lifestyle to reflect improved perceived social status. This includes better housing, improved transportation, and increased discretionary spending across multiple lifestyle categories. He regularly increases dining, travel, and entertainment expenses as income grows, maintaining a success-oriented lifestyle image. These changes are not extreme or reckless, but they steadily increase his fixed monthly financial obligations. Over time, each raise becomes absorbed into lifestyle inflation rather than meaningful long-term wealth accumulation. Now, consider Maya, who is also 30 years old with identical income and career background. She earns the same salary, reinforcing that financial outcomes are not determined by income alone. Her savings, opportunities, and career trajectory initially mirror Ethan's in every measurable financial dimension. However, Maya approaches money with a fundamentally different long-term perspective and decision-making structure. Instead of prioritizing consumption, she prioritizes delayed gratification and future financial independence through systematic investing. Her primary question shifts from spending potential to long-term freedom and compounding growth potential. Initially, both lifestyles appear similar, but behavioral financial patterns begin creating invisible divergence immediately. Ethan appears highly successful externally, with strong social validation reinforcing his consumption-driven financial behavior patterns. Maya appears modest by comparison, often overlooked because her financial decisions lack visible status signals. However, appearance does not reflect underlying asset accumulation or long-term financial positioning in any meaningful way. This creates a dangerous illusion where visible spending is mistaken for actual financial progress and success. Most observers reward lifestyle display rather than invisible wealth-building behaviors that compound quietly over time. 3 years later, Ethan's income increases significantly, but expenses expand almost proportionally alongside it. Despite earning more, his net savings remain limited due to recurring financial commitments and obligations. Each lifestyle upgrade introduces long-term fixed costs that permanently alter his financial baseline structure. This creates a compounding expense system that silently consumes incremental income increases over time. Maya, however, automates investing before spending, ensuring money flows into assets before consumption decisions occur. This system removes emotional decision-making and replaces it with consistent financial allocation discipline. She relies on structured systems rather than willpower, which prevents behavioral inconsistency during financial decision cycles. Over time, this automation allows compound growth to operate independently of her daily financial attention. 5 years later, Ethan maintains a strong income but minimal net asset accumulation overall. Maya's investments, however, begin accelerating as compounding returns generate additional reinvested growth. This compounding effect starts slowly, then increases exponentially as time amplifies investment performance consistently. The longer the time frame, the more significant the difference between the two financial trajectories becomes. Eventually, Maya's portfolio begins generating meaningful passive income, independent of her active employment earnings. Ethan continues working harder, yet his financial freedom remains constrained by ongoing lifestyle commitments. 10 years later, Ethan still appears wealthy externally, but carries substantial ongoing financial obligations. Maya, meanwhile, has accumulated a diversified portfolio generating consistent long-term investment returns. This demonstrates that wealth is not about income visibility, but about asset accumulation over time. Financial intelligence means prioritizing ownership over consumption and long-term outcomes over short-term validation. Real wealth is invisible, quiet, and built through disciplined systems rather than emotional financial decisions. Money must be assigned purposefully, either for present comfort or future freedom through investment. Compounding rewards patience, consistency, and time more than intelligence or short-term financial effort. The key distinction is not income level, but how income is systematically allocated over time. Most people remain stuck chasing appearances, while a few quietly build structural financial independence. The final choice remains simple: temporary appearance of wealth or permanent financial freedom through discipline. After 10 years, Ethan realizes lifestyle inflation consumed most financial gains despite consistent career success. His income is high, yet financial pressure remains due to accumulated fixed obligations and commitments. Maya, however, experiences increasing financial optionality and reduced dependence on active employment income sources. Her investments now generate meaningful returns that support lifestyle costs without additional labor requirements. This transition marks the shift from working for money to money working independently over time. The difference was never income, but consistency in financial behavior and delayed gratification strategy. Wealth is built silently without attention, validation, or social media recognition during the process. Visible success often masks financial fragility, while invisible discipline builds structural, long-term economic strength. True financial intelligence prioritizes freedom, optionality, and long-term stability over short-term lifestyle optimization. So choose wisely between looking wealthy today or building unshakable wealth that lasts a lifetime.